Have you ever noticed something strange when watching the news? A crime is reported, and before you even know the full story, a mugshot of a black suspect is shown on screen. The anchors speak with urgency. Arrested, guilty, violent. But when a white person commits a crime, more often than not, there's no mugshot, just a name, a softly lit photo, a calm voice, and words like troubled, mentally ill, or a loner. Why does this happen? And what does it mean? Let's break it down. There is a long-standing disparity in how the media covers crime, especially when it comes to race. Studies show that black people are overrepresented as criminals in media, while white people are underrepresented. This means that in real life, white people and black people commit crimes at relatively similar rates, but you wouldn't know that just by watching the news. So, how did we get here? As you may or may not know, it started long before social media. In the 1980s and 90s, during the so-called war on drugs, the media pumped out stories showing black neighborhoods flooded with crime and drugs. Even though white Americans used and sold drugs at similar and sometimes higher rates, the spotlight stayed locked on poor urban black communities. It was no accident. The Reagan administration and later the Clinton administration backed tough on crime policies that exploded incarceration rates, and the media played its part, broadcasting fear, not facts. In every newspaper across the nation, it's always black people being featured for a type of crime allegedly committed, even if the crime was actually done by a white person. The media doesn't just decide what to report, it decides how to report. Here's what happens behind the scenes. When a black person is arrested, even before guilt is proven, mugshots are shown. When a white person commits a similar crime, they often use yearbook photos, family portraits, or no image at all. That might seem small, but images tell powerful stories. Why is this? Because one photo can shape how we see an entire person. One headline can define guilt before a trial even begins. A mock TV broadcast shows two crime stories being told side by side, one with aggressive music, red fonts, and mugshots, the other with soft music and casual discussion. Let's look at real examples. A black teen is caught with weed, dangerous, delinquent, thug, but a white teen in the same situation, promising student makes mistake. Or consider mass shootings. White mass shooters are often described as quiet or troubled. Their stories are told with sympathy. Meanwhile, unarmed black victims of police violence are scrutinized. Their school records, social media, or even what they were wearing gets dissected. The question becomes, why is whiteness humanized and blackness criminalized? That's the million-dollar question. The answer is part bias and part business. Media outlets are driven by ratings, and what sells? Fear, drama, stereotypes. Black crime is shown more because it feeds into deep-rooted, dangerous narratives. Narratives that say black people are to be feared, controlled, or punished. Meanwhile, white criminals are often shown as individuals, not representatives of their race. But black people, one person's actions are made to reflect on the entire community. Even when the police got it wrong, this media bias isn't just unfair, it's deadly. It influences juries, it influences judges, it influences you. Think about Khalif Browder, a teenager falsely accused of stealing a backpack. He spent 3 years in jail without trial. And when he got out, the trauma was too much to bear. He died by suicide. The media barely questioned why he was jailed so long, but they covered it after he was gone. This happens way too often. When black people are constantly shown as criminals, whether guilty or not, we are seen as guilty until proven innocent, not the other way around. It doesn't just shape public opinion, it shapes policies. It justifies over-policing, and it numbs people to injustice. That's why the media's role matters. With technology, we're able to consume media any time of the day, but we're not just consumers of media, we're being shaped by it. Every story, every image, every headline teaches us what to value and who to fear. And Here's the truth. If white criminals were shown the same way as black people, if black people were given the same benefit of the doubt, this country would look and feel very different. I wouldn't have to worry about making it back home every day and praying the same for my kids. The days of corporate media is being numbered because of the media bias. Even though there are black journalists being hired, they are being used to spread the propaganda. But more black journalists are speaking out using independent platforms calling for equity and coverage and speaking the truth. A fix for today is we need mainstream media that shows truth, not just fear. We need mainstream media that holds power accountable, not people. And most of all, we need to stop criminalizing blackness with every frame, every headline, every time. We need everyone to ask questions, demand fairness, change the story, especially journalists, because real justice starts with real truth, and truth starts with what we choose to show. Let's change the narrative and allowing the propaganda to destroy us and our community. We deserve the same respect. If you agree, give a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.